Today I'm going to tell you about my favorite story that I've ever read, Berserk. Berserk is a manga that was started in 1988 by Kentaro Miura. If you don't know, a manga is pretty much a Japanese comic book. But instead of it is meant for both children and adults. This one is meant for only adults should read Berserk, and even then, it's pretty tough to get through sometimes. But compared to Western comic books and animation, it is incredibly different, and I just enjoy it so much. The author Kentaro Miura was born in 1966 in the Chiba prefecture of Tokyo. He published his first manga by the age of 10 in 1976 through his elementary school class newspaper. He graduated from Nihon College, and since then he has been a hermit. This is one of the only pictures that he's ever taken, and he has probably done 4 interviews in his entire life. The characters of Berserk start with Guts. Guts is your quintessential strong and silent type of the 1980s. He is a product of his time, and he has a sword to match his awesomeness. Berserk is an incredibly bloody story. Guts, in fact, was born from the corpse of his mother, who had been hanged from a tree. So that really gives you a sense of what you're dealing with when you get into it. I've been following this series since I was 9, which I shouldn't have. The main antagonist is Griffith, and if you look right here, you might think that doesn't really look like a guy. You'd be right. That's just the style. Much of the men, mainly antagonists of the 1980s, looked like women. Don't know why, that's just how it is. And Berserk was also seen as quite progressive, because the main heroine, Casca, wasn't your average female protagonist. She was strong, she had lots of character, and she was really good at fighting, which is not what you saw. Many of the girls in Japan and in the 1980s had to look up to characters such as this: a boring, bland block of nothing, or that. I'm not a big fan of them. If you're a big fan of Sailor Moon, then that's on you, but I wouldn't watch it. I wouldn't let my daughter watch it. Casca was much more of a Wonder Woman type character. One of the things that draws me to Berserk is the beautiful art style and its gruesome themes of duality between good and evil. The main character, who would you rather vote for? This guy, who looks like an angel, or that guy who looks like a bloody demon? And not many stories that I've come across have done what Berserk can do. It's I can only describe it as different, but enjoyably so. It's ridiculous at times, but yeah, that's it. I fortunately forgot the rest.